What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I want to talk a little bit about this Gallup poll. So there was a Gallup poll that was released a few days ago, and it's very interesting. The results are pretty shocking about Congress, and I'm going to show you guys this. We're going to talk about it because I think this is very, very important. We're looking at a midterm election coming very soon. And this is pretty much how the people feel about how Congress is doing. So that's what we're going to focus on today. But first off, on this channel, we talk about money and the financial struggles that Americans are facing today. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so I want to take a look at this article. But before I do, I encourage you guys. I posted a video, my last video, and I talked about not being afraid to make a decision like moving out of the country. Now, I'm not telling you guys to move out of the country. I'm just giving you guys options, okay? And that's what I always do when I put out these videos. I don't care what I'm talking about, what topics I'm talking about. I'm trying to give you guys the options. I'm trying to let you guys see what's going on. And the whole goal here is to help people who are on a fixed income, help people who are retired live a better life. And if that means that relocation is in the cards for you, then that's something that you should consider. But it's not for everyone, but I do like to put that out there to you guys because it's something that I'm doing right now. I'm experiencing it, and I'm seeing the benefits of doing it, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. When I go to a restaurant and I get a bill and it's like $5 or $6 for a meal and a drink, and it's just unbelievable how reasonable it is. When I go to some of these different destinations and go to the beach and live in a high rise and all the stuff that I'm doing now, it's amazing how inexpensive it is. And that's the reason why I'm sharing this information with you. It's not for everyone, but it is for some of you that are looking at wanting to live a better life, and you're not getting that right now in the United States. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is something that you should be doing full time. I'm not doing it full time. I'm doing it part time. But I am saying this is something that some of you guys can benefit from. That's why I put those videos out, and that's why I'll continue to put those videos out, because it will help some people. Now, I will stick to the core of this channel. We're still going to talk about what's going on in Washington, D.C. We're still going to talk about Congress. We're still going to talk about the president and the different benefits and programs that they're trying to get passed. We're still going to focus on that. But I just want you to see that there are other options out there. That's why I put those videos up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to this article here. And this was Gallup that posted this article. Okay, so here is the article here. This is Gallup, and it says U.S. voters' eagerness to reelect incumbents near lows. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that just looking at, and I want to take a look at two different graphs here, but what they're saying is that when you're looking at this graph, we're at a low point. Okay, so just looking over the years, and we'll start at the very beginning here. 1994, it was 54% of the people, and this is basically saying they're focused on your incumbent congressperson. So your incumbent person who's running for re-election in the House. Okay, so they're in your district. Okay, so we're not talking about senators. We're talking about people from the House of Representatives. So in 1994, it was 54%. 54% of the people said that they would reelect, or they want to reelect their congressperson. Okay, now that number, just think about it, that's pretty high if you think about it. That's the majority. The majority of the people in that district would reelect their same congressperson. And that's why history has shown us that incumbents, they have a huge advantage when it comes to getting reelected, just because for the most part, most people, if they know who their congressperson is, they're going to reelect their congressperson. It's a familiar name to them. Okay, so in 1994, 54%. In 1998, 69%. Wow, it was really, really big in 1998. 2002, it was 67%. 2006, it was 54%. 2010, it was 51. 2014, it was 51. 2018, it was 50. And now we're at about 53 in 2022. Okay, so just showing you this graph. So if you're looking at your congressperson, for the most part, the majority of people are saying that they would reelect their congressperson. Okay, so we're looking at it. I mean, it's pretty much 50-50 looking at this graph. Now, this is the shocking graph, and this is the one that I think and I hope that politicians are paying close attention to, because this is registered, so U.S. registered voters' belief that most members of Congress deserve reelection. Most members of Congress. So this is not your congressperson. This is just overall Congress in general. Look at the number here. 2022, 21% of people they're saying that most members of Congress need or should be reelected. Okay, now let's look at the graph here and start from 1994, 38%. Then we had a jump in 1998 of 58%. 2002, 57%. And then down in 2006 to 38%. And then we just start going down from that point. 2010, 33%. 2014, 23%. Had a little bump in 2018, 29%. And now we're back down 2022 to 21%. So looking at that last graph, the vast majority of people are saying, no, we need to kick all these people out. They should not be here. Okay, 21% is not good. That's not very favorable. I mean, those are the people who are for most members being reelected. And so when you're looking at the other side, what is that? 79% are saying no. We need change. Okay. And that's what I'm hearing from the audience, from you guys in the comments. You guys are letting me know, look, we need change. Now, I do want to talk about one other thing when it comes to Congress and the president and the judiciary branch. We need to understand how things work. And I posted a video a few days ago, and it was Bernie Sanders talking about Senator Manchin and how upset Bernie Sanders was when it came to Senator Manchin's decision to sabotage the Build Back Better for the second time. And some people were saying we need to have President Bernie Sanders, like Bernie Sanders should be president. And that's okay to want Senator Bernie Sanders to be president, but we really need to focus on where the power comes from, where we get the bills. And that's coming from Congress. That's not coming from the president. And that's why I think some of the decisions that we see when it comes to voting and we see it's weird how things work, where you can be voting for someone who doesn't even represent you, and you're voting for them thinking that they're going to make change, or you vote for someone that does represent you and you think that change is automatic. It's not automatic, because that congressperson has to go to Congress. They have to convince all the other congresspeople, look, we want to move forward with something. Senators are a perfect example. We have a 50-50 Senate. But in order to get anything done, you realistically need 60 votes. So you're going to need Democrats and Republicans to come on board. The only way that you can do it without that is reconciliation. Okay. And so, and doing reconciliation, we've seen doing reconciliation is still difficult, because you're going to need all 50 Democrats to vote for a bill in order to get it passed. So the president is outside of this whole thing. They're outside of the policy making. And so all they can do is be a cheerleader and say, look, this is what I would like to see happen. But if they can't get support from Democrats, Republicans, everyone, if they can't get support, then it's not going anywhere. So Senator Bernie Sanders, he has some ideas that many people like. But guess what? It's not a popular idea. So if he were in office, he is going to struggle to get people like Senator Manchin on board to move forward with legislation. So the only way that we could really get things done in the Senate is you're going to need 60 Democrats, or you're going to need 60 Republicans. That's the only way at this point to really get things done. And even if we have that, you still have the Senator Manchins and the Senator Sinemas that are out there. And so even if you had 60 Democrats in the Senate, you would still struggle, because you have these people, and you're always going to have politicians that are kind of they're on the fence. We see Mitt Romney is the same way, where he'll kind of go back and forth when it comes to certain issues, and so you're always going to have that. And so I just want people to understand, when it comes down to it, just electing a president doesn't mean that you're automatically going to get what that president wants to do. Okay, what his agenda is, you're not automatically going to get that done. Because that's just not the way things work. We have a balance of government, and in the Congress, they carry the purse. They have the money, And so they determine what happens when it comes to these different bills. And if you have one side that wants to stonewall and not do anything at all, well, that's going to affect the president, right? He's not going to be able to get his agenda through. And that's what we've been seeing. We've been seeing one side, the Republicans, saying, look, we're not going to move forward with anything, with any legislation that the president wants to move forward with. We're not going to do it. And then you have a few Democrats that are also kind of saying, well, you know what? I'm in a Republican state, so maybe I should be a little bit careful with the things that I agree on. And that's what we're looking at when it comes to Senator Manchin. But what he doesn't realize is by him not moving forward with Biden's agenda, he is now cutting himself off from the Democrats, and Republicans they don't want anything to do with him. And so now he's going to be kind of in the middle. And the only thing that I can see him doing in the future is switching parties. That's the only thing that I can see him doing, because right now Democrats they're pretty much fed up with Senator Manchin. And when it comes down to him running for re-election, he's not going to get a lot of that support from Democrats. I can't see Democrats coming on board and saying, hey, look, we endorse Senator Manchin. And so he might be forced to switch parties, switch to the Republican Party, and run for another term in order to win. I mean, let's face it. I don't think West Virginia is going to change their demographics that quickly. And so that's how things are looking at leading into the midterms. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, see how the House goes, see if the House goes to Republicans, see if the Senate goes to Republicans. And at that point, we'll be looking at the executive branch run by Democrats. We'll be looking at the House and the Senate might be run by Republicans. And so will anything get done? That's when you're really going to have to see some bipartisan bills go through. And bipartisan bills, will they have anything really to move forward for most Americans? I don't know. We're going to have to see what comes in the future. But I just wanted to show you that. So if you guys have questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.